Okay. Is it working? Is it? Is it working? Hello? Do I have the right thing in? Hey! Okay, good. I did get it to work out. Okay. Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hey, guys. I just, I wanted to come on here, for a minute and do a chill stream kind of thing. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and oh, I should have the hold on. I should not say stream starting soon. There we go. And then do I have my border? Yeah, do I have no, I don't want the B. No. 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 Jesus. Why is that so big? I don't know why that's there. You're just gonna go away. Hey. Let me just, hold on, I gotta... Sorry, I'm like sending the link out to people. Just a second. Where is... Hold on. Especially like my patrons and stuff, they need to know. Where's the stupid important info? There we go. No, did it work? No, that's not it. I really hate the new YouTube system. It's like stream URL. Okay. No, it's not. I needed to copy the stream link. It's very blah. Hi again, everything okay? Not really. I kind of talked about my community tab, and that's also why I wanted to come here and just chat with you guys. Hold on, am I coming through okay? Yeah, okay, there we go. Let me just hold on. I have to send the link because YouTube is stupid. Okay. Alright, there we go. So a quick update for you guys who don't know. We had a death in the family, and it happened on Monday. It was very recent, obviously, but we kind of found out it was happening over the weekend. So, I woke up really early today, and I've been working on stuff, and I was supposed to get a video uploaded today, because I missed yesterday, obviously, and, at least today's Thursday, right? No, today's Wednesday. Oh, so... Okay, so it's my art. It's wow. See, that's where I'm just kind of, I'm just kind of all over the place. That's not a good excuse, but pretty much that's yeah. I just felt like I haven't done a chill stream, a talkie stream to you guys in a while. Thanks everybody for your wishes. It means a lot. Um, wow, my brain just yeah, I legit thought today was Thursday. It's Wednesday, yeah. So thanks, guys. Um, I I don't want to talk about it right now, which I know sounds like super like oh my god, what the fuck? She just pulled the Facebook status of it's complicated. It's not that. It's just I've been talking about it a lot today. So just and I will be talking about it later on. I actually did some audio in advance for it, but that's gonna, I mean, not in advance. I did it the other day. See, I'm already all over the place. But oh, my love and support you. Yeah, thanks guys. That's just, but that's why I want to do this. I want to just talk, hang out with you guys, let you guys know, and also feed that stupid algorithm. I really hate to say it, but the fact that like I missed one video upload, and then my past video did so bad when I knew for a fact a lot of people wanted it, and it wasn't until I posted it to DA that it boosted views. I was like, oh, you stupid robot. You stupid robot. Yeah. Do you have 10 fingers? Yes, I do. Well, technically, I guess if you're one of those people that doesn't count thumbs, I count. Technically they're not, but I count thumbs as fingers. Thanks, guys. I will say, though, the person who passed, the family member, they were old and not in good health in advance, so it was one of those things that came to a shock to us, but we had a feeling that within the next 5 years is what we were hoping originally, but, you can never pick that stuff. And honestly, if I could, that's a terrible way to segue it, but I would love more than ever right now to stream some Hollow Knight like I used to, but my computer literally can't run games anymore at all. It can hardly run the gaming software, not even gaming software, the OBS software, and I've tried XSplit too, it's the same thing. So it's like, oh, all I want to do is this, and I can't do this. But, yeah, so that's why there's not a normal video today, if you guys didn't see the community post, because, that's not a whole thing. I guess I could just go into, stupid stuff about YouTube for a bit and just talk. But, so if you're on mobile, and the people have it picked to where you can see, posts and uploads, then they can see it usually. But very few people I know who are on desktop especially just go to someone's community tab very often, And so that's also why I want to do this, to explain, yeah, sorry, there's no normal video. Oh yeah, no, my computer is full on its last leg. Pretty much my laptop it's old. I need to stop calling it a piece of shit, because it's not a piece of shit. We got the thing for about $1,500, so it was a little over $1,000. About, let's see. Yeah, it was at the beginning of 2015 / the ending of 2014 is when I got it, I remember. So it's nearly 6 years old, because I remember I got it before I moved, and I moved in 2015, and so yeah. So I got it around 2014. It's right around 6 years old. And so, Pastel, you jerk. How dare you stream right now? Rude. But yeah, I also have the link in the description. Pastel Monster and her boyfriend, we talked through things, and we helped set up a GoFundMe for me to get a new computer. I mean, you should see, though, God, the whole YouTube Kids thing, that's a whole nother thing. There's some weird shit on the YouTube Kids app, though. There's a big reason why, unless you're, a little kid, you don't use the YouTube Kids app, because there's some weird stuff on there. What was it? I was talking to my dad a little while ago. No, I'm not streaming. I just got the notification on my computer. That's what that ding was. It said you were playing Zombies. So, bleh. The YouTube Kids thing. My dad was talking, sorry, I had to remember where I was. I've been pretty scatterbrained, obviously. But, who the heck is Boo Boo? Bitch, who's Boo Boo? Anyway, yeah, there's some weird stuff on there. I know a lot of people got really sick of Baby Shark, but my dad was telling me how he's Michelle, when you were a kid, you used to rewatch videos and VHSs like crazy, and we had to go through and buy a lot of stuff. But now kids are living with the internet, and that's why Baby Shark has made all the money it has, is because a bunch of kids have that, but in a tiny ass video. When we were kids, we had VHSs and DVDs that we would rip through. which is why, like, oh my god, that's another thing. Okay, I'm gonna go on like a bunch of tangents. I know it's really weird, but that's kind of the point of like chit chat streams is they're weird. We went to a Best Buy the other day because Cody had to get a wireless headset for his motorcycle so that he could like take calls while he's driving and stuff. And while we were there, I was looking at the Blu-ray section and I was like, oh my god, when the hell did Blu-rays get so damn cheap? I remember back when Blu-rays were like $40 freaking dollars. Because I like DVDs. That's why I haven't bought them in so long. Oh, you call him Boo Boo? That's so cute. I'm still gonna call him Sushi Guy though. And so, I was like looking through like they had new DVDs for like $7 or $8, and I'm like, the fuck? When did this happen? And then Cody's like, Michelle, no one buys DVDs anymore. And I'm like, well, I like DVDs. And I like Blu-rays. And the reason why I love Blu-rays is because with a Blu-ray, you can't get the skipping scenes. And I felt like such an old person trying to explain to some younger people about that the other day was, God, I forgot where I was. But we were talking, Cody and I were talking with some younger people. And we were just, like, reminiscing about our childhoods and stuff. And we're like, oh, yeah, I remember when, like, the VHS, like, the scenes would cut out because we would, like, replay specific scenes, or in DVDs when, like, a scene would skip. They're like, what are you talking about? We're like, because you'd wear through the disc because you would end up watching that scene so much that it wouldn't read properly. And they're like, what? It does not compute. And I'm just like, don't you hear, like, a rush of wind while using Bluetooth on a motorcycle? Not from the test that he did when he got it. I mean, when he got it and used it, it worked. And, I mean, I didn't hear, like, wind when I was calling him, so. He doesn't drive a motorcycle all the time. That's very much a luxury thing, but he got the motorcycle for a steal, like, last year. Which he originally got it for a trip that was going to happen this year, but I don't think that trip's going to happen now. At least I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen now. Yeah, see what I mean, Leah? Like YouTube Kids is fucking weird. Like, there are so many things that get through the YouTube Kids, like, thing. And, I actually do not have carpet. No, I don't have carpet in my apartment. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. They were just cheap blue wireless headsets. Yeah, same, Armani. Or I remember, cough, cough, because this wasn't pirating back then. No, that's not at all pirating back then. But I remember, the first time I watched Beauty and the Beast was on a VHS. But it wasn't the Beauty and the Beast VHS. It was a homemade VHS. And then once Beauty and the Beast was done, it played. This movie is going to be so obscure. I want to know if anybody fucking knows about this movie. But after Beauty and the Beast, it played Milo and Otis. And Milo and Otis. And I remember because Beauty and the Beast was and still is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Like, of the classic animated ones, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite of the classics. Followed up by Aladdin. But with Beauty and the Beast, like, I always had Beauty and the Beast be connected to Milo and Otis, so I would skip through, my brother and I would skip through the credits when Beauty and the Beast would be done, and we would watch Milo and Otis. Milo and Otis was this movie, it was a movie about an orange kitten, and I think it was a pug. I'm pretty sure it was a pug. And it, like, they talked, but, not how animals talk. I sound so old, but it wasn't like how animals talk in movies now where they CGI'd the lips. They just had the voiceover over the animals. And they would go on, and they would, like, go on this adventure. And I remember the movie so vividly of when I believe, because I can't remember which is which, but I remember the cat was in a bucket in the stream. And it was like this really traumatic scene for me as a kid. And every time that scene would happen, I'd have to, like, fast forward through it to where our VHS got, like, the tape got all messy. And I was like, ah. It's like Homer Bound. Yeah, it was exactly like Homer Bound. Oh my god. But I just remember it being like, no, why is he in a bucket in a river? We gotta go save him. I know, it's such an obscure movie. Like, it's just like that and, let me try to find like a movie poster. So my dad used to work at Target when I was a little kid, and he would get like Target exclusive like VHSs that were just for Target employees. And so it would be like we would get the movies before other people would if my parents didn't find ways to totally not torrent it, because it wasn't torrenting if you had a VHS recorder attached to your cable box, because people in the 90s and the early 2000s didn't do that. They did not do that, YouTube. That did not happen. That was not a thing that happened back in the days before TiVo. Hi. But there was this one movie too, and it was an animated movie. I have to say Gallivants. It was like, I remember it was called Gallivants, and it was about these ants. Animated. And then my dad was like, it was this weird... Yeah! Okay, I found it. This is like one of my favorite Disney movies. Or not Disney. No, it's not Disney. It's some, it was made in 1984, and it was produced by Marvel Productions. I did not know that. But yeah, this is the fucking poster, and it's goddamn nightmare fuel. Where is it? And like, if you guys can see it, these are like the posters, and there were these weird freaking like dance scenes, and they were all like this. And I remember I was like, for some reason, grossly obsessed with that movie. And my dad told me how bitch. My brain. My dad told me how I loved that VHS so goddamn much that my dad tried finding like a Gallivants plushie. I remember nothing from that movie besides there was like this glowing orb that they were trying to get someplace, and that there was a dance number, and that the female ants had pink and white stripes, and the boy ants had blue and white stripes for their legs. And I remember that so vividly. And I want to try to find that movie because I want to rewatch it just to be like, why the hell did I like this movie so much as a kid? Because I liked it so much as a kid. It was a fever dream. It was a fever dream. There was also this other movie I watched where it was this really, really depressing animated movie about frogs. And like the cover makes it look like so happy and pretty, but there was violence in it and death. And I remember that like the weird frog movie, and I told my dad about that, and my dad was like, yeah, there were some weird ass movies when you were growing up, but they were like there. I watched Gallivants. Sky Dancers. I don't think I've heard of that one. Hold on, sorry. Okay, Watership Down was actually one I never watched as a kid. I don't know why I never watched it as a kid, but I heard about it and I was like, yeah, I've never seen that one. Oh yeah, my profile pic finally got fixed. Because YouTube did their job because I didn't change it in the first place. I'm too young. I don't know these movies. It's okay, bro D. Don't feel bad. The 90s and early 2000s was weird. weird time for movies. Like, I know I'm all sniffly, I'm sorry. Allergies are bleh. Oh, right. Okay, so I hate that I have to say this, and I've always been irritated about this and other things, but because the YouTube algorithm's dumb, if you guys could do a favor and, like this video, it will help the algorithm boost my videos into your sub box. So even though I make videos every Wednesday, except for, obviously today, it'll make sure you get them. If not, please follow me on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. I post when they're there, because YouTube is like, if they don't like and comment every single video you make ever, even if it's just a tiny video or a stupid video, maybe a video you don't like very much, then they're like, you know what, we're just gonna not show you their videos. Like, I ended up being unsubscribed to my friend Quan like 3 times when I never unsubscribed for her, and she just doesn't make videos very often. And so I remember, like, she posted something in a Discord group. She's like, oh, here's a speed paint. And I'm like, bitch, I follow you. And she's like, oh, well, I posted it a while ago. And then I look and I'm like, oh, I've been unsubscribed. Thanks. Big Trouble in Little China. I actually never saw that one either. But yeah, sorry to have to boost the whole thing where it's like, comment, and subscribe, because that always kind of bugged me in other YouTube videos. But now YouTube is doing it to where it's like, if they don't like, comment, and subscribe, then they just don't like you, and we're just gonna not care, because you're not a big YouTube channel. It's why when I was having my icon issue, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't even talk about this. Okay, so this is really, really fucking important, and I probably should just make a video about it when, I'm better suited to, but my friend freaking Holly Brown got her channel hacked and then sold, and YouTube still hasn't done shit about it. The Holly Brown YouTube channel, Holly Brown the artist, it got hacked. And she got her Google account. She talked about it in her vlog channel. But yeah, it got hacked, and then it got hacked, and then they either sold it or gave it to some Russian account, and because of that, she now can't get into her main YouTube. She can get on her vlog channel, but she even posted the other day, because a bunch of videos went live, and they were videos that she had privated or were, unlisted for patrons only, or her old live streams, and they changed it so they can make money. No, they took her channel from her, and it's not just her. It wasn't even just her. It was, I saw it on Twitter where this other person, they were bigger than Holly's second channel, where they had like 200,000 subscribers or something. I saw it on Twitter where, their friend's Google account got hacked by a Russian place, because it was the Russian ones that took, or we assume it's Russian, because they changed her about page to all in Russian. But they hacked this other artist YouTuber. God, I wish I knew her name, but I hadn't heard of her before. I saw it on Twitter, and then they sold it behind her back, and they changed everything to Russian too, like they just did to Holly's. And so a lot of places have been happening, and YouTube's not doing dick about it, because YouTube, pretty much, if you don't make a stink on Twitter and you don't have other people making a stink on Twitter for you, YouTube's not gonna care. Oh, I think it's just Holly Brown Vlogs. It should be a picture of her cat. But yeah, literally, her account got freaking stolen, and it's like, she emailed them, and they gave her back her Google account, which it was linked to, but the freaking people who hacked into it for the YouTube changed the email for her YouTube account, and, Holly had to make a Twitter just to at YouTube to get anything done. And it's been a couple weeks now since that happened, which is why a bunch of her videos went freaking public, was because they're trying to make money off of her channel now. And yeah, see Karina's talking about it. And but I mean, it's the same thing with me and my freaking icon. I was adding them, and I'm like, hey, YouTube, what the hell's going on? I did not, because people were asking, oh, why'd you change your icon? And I didn't. Literally, one day, it was just gone. It was just slowly disappearing from the platform. And I added YouTube, and I'm like, hey, YouTube, fuck's going on? And then YouTube was like, oh, yeah, just fill out this form, and it'll be fine. And it was like 2 months, and then suddenly my icon's just back, just as fast as it was gone. And I tried adding them again, being like, hey, what the hell was up? And they haven't gotten back to me on what the hell was up. And it's like, it's so irritating. It's so goddamn irritating. Because YouTube has pretty much become a place now. I mean, honestly, it's why I'm looking for side work. Like, I never made a lot of money off of YouTube, but I was making like a pretty decent amount. Because YouTube's dumb, I can't actually say how much I made, but I will say, because I can say this, that since the last adpocalypse, which was like, it was the one that the most recent one, it was like the one that happened like right before the Copa thing went through, I was making a pretty decent amount to where it was a nice pocket of side change, to where I was barely making threshold. And like now, with how I've been like sporadic with uploads and my views haven't been great, and I mean, I'm not I have to say this because every time someone's like, oh, your views weren't that great, that's just a you problem. And I'm like, well, yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, like, I don't watch everything that when I'm subscribed to someone that they do. And I don't expect people to do that for me either. But I'm getting messages from people who are like, I didn't know you had uploaded in like 6 months, and I had to follow you on Twitter and Instagram just to know when you upload, because even though I'm subscribed and I hit the stupid bell, YouTube's not putting it in my feed, or they'll put it in your feed like later. It's so dumb. And instead of YouTube like fixing the problems, they'll do freaking dead account purges. And it's funny because I see bigger YouTubers bitch about that too, where they're like, they're just mad because their numbers are going down. It's like, no, we're not. Honestly, I would rather dead accounts be taken from my channel. That is true. I would rather dead accounts be taken from my channel because they don't help you. In the long run, dead accounts don't help you with getting stuff. It might get you closer to that plaque, but it doesn't get you closer to anything else. And so, take the dead accounts away. But hey, when people get their accounts hacked and we're trying to contact somebody, they don't care if you're in the 100,000s. They only care if you're in the millions, and they only care if your audience is active on Twitter and Instagram, and they will fight for you. That's the only time YouTube will care. It's a lot like it's like, now, to be fair, when I found out how much the glory days of YouTube was, I think that's kind of gross. Like, how much money people were making. I have a weird viewpoint when it comes to money. But then again, that's what these chill streams are for. So, like, okay. Since I'm on a topic now and I'm more, like, focused, let's get into this. So, from the early days of YouTube, of easy monetization, because there was a time when YouTube was first made, the longest video you could make was, like, 10 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes, I think, was the longest you could make. I remember because when people were able to upload like a 15-minute video, it was like the world was ending. It's why if you look for like really, really old videos, they're like right around like 4 to 8 minutes, usually, And that was because back then that's how much you could upload for. And you couldn't even like monetize them. And the people who were making money in early days YouTube were making money off of like t-shirt designs, off of their online stores. It wasn't through YouTube. And then they had to be a part of MCNs. And so I just find this part fascinating. So I hope you guys don't mind like a little YouTube history lecture that I've been going on. So you had to be a part of an MCN or a network, and then you'd be able to get paid because they would be able to bring you sponsorships back in the day. And so that's how a lot of the OG big people got paid, was through that sort of stuff. Then the Google integration happened, and everybody bitched about the Google integration, but when the Google integration happened, that's when easy monetization became apparent. That was when it was easy to make money. And I say easy because it recently came out that now, allegedly, finger quote, even though it's been like, proven by a bunch of bigger people, but allegedly, in the OG days, if you had over 100,000 subscribers, you would get $1,000 allegedly for every 10,000 views on a video. That's a lot of money. Allegedly. But to me, that makes a lot of sense Because I remember back in the Google integration in the early days of YouTube, when everybody was able to be monetized, it got to a point where I was seeing once people hit 100,000, they were quitting their normal jobs, like across the platform. Accounts that I were watching that were in the 100K, the second they hit 100K and they got their plaque, they quit their normal job. They quit a day job or a part-time job, and they were doing it. And I remember being like, okay, 100K's got to be when you're making like money to live on your own. That was like me in my head, you know? But see, back then in that time of YouTube, it that's not how it works now. I can tell you for a fact that is definitely not how it works now. But pretty much that's how it was back in the day. And they made it so that any channel, no matter the number of subscribers, could be monetized. So yes, it did value how many subscribers you had and how many things you had. But, you know, back in those days, if you followed somebody, you got their videos in your sub feed. And it was all kind of stuff like that, you know. And you were able to make longer and longer videos. And there were things like that. And then that's when, like, you know, everyone was making channels. And that's when you saw people making multiple channels of things. You know, they were making gaming channels, vlogging channels, side channels, you know, the whole works. And you can think about it and you're like, those people were making some pretty good coin, especially because back then, demonetization wasn't even a thing. I think the only way that was even close to being demonetized, which isn't the same thing, would be to get a strike on the video or a strike on your channel. Which, you know, that obviously was like, if you put music in the background or you use someone, blah, 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 the whole thing, you know, but that's kind of how it used to be, that's why it was super easy. And you were seeing, there were so many like YouTubers I followed. Second they got that 100K, they were like, oh, I can do this full time. Oh, I can do this. And then it was all this other stuff. And, you know, that's how it used to be. But then the first adpocalypse happened, and that was when people started noticing that it was like, oh shit, all of a sudden now everybody's doing Vlogmas, everybody's doing Inktober, everybody's doing this and that. And I'm bringing this up, don't think that I'm throwing shade, because I'm not throwing shade, and I hate that I have to say it, but you have to say it because that's how it is. There are people who genuinely want to do the challenges and genuinely want to do it, you know, they like doing it, they have fun doing it. And then there's people that like doing it for the money. And they like doing it for the money because right around September to December, those are the fatty paychecks. All right? That's when you see people doing things where they'll talk about like, yeah, I hate it, but it'll be fine. I can take a break in January because you don't get paid dick in January. Because you really don't. You get a big boom in the fall, winter, and then in January it just plummets back down. And then it kind of goes back up, and then it plummets back down over the summer. I learned that very hard, even though I had a lot of videos. I don't want to say go viral because that sounds weird, but they got pretty big. Like the poly video I did in the summer, and that video did really, really well view-wise. But because it was the summer, again, even though I had my normal upload and those videos were doing really well, I barely hit threshold that month. Even though I had a video get over, like, I think it was over 10,000 views at the time. Like, let me check. Like, and I'm not trying to do this to brag. I'm trying to say, like, wow, I would have liked to have gotten $1,000 that time. That would have been nice. But that's not how it worked. Let me check real quick. I want to see what it's at. Let's see. Excuse me. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, okay, so right now the poly video sits at 32,000. But I remember at the time it went out, it was like 10,000 something. And that's still really good. But again, I remember when I saw that thing go viral, I was like, oh, because I wasn't expecting that one to go viral, and I wasn't expecting it to be clickbaity, and it wasn't meant to be clickbaity. I was just very angry and very opinionated about, you know, people abusing the LGBT community to be an asshole. Yeah, so see, and here's what, there's nothing wrong with doing a challenge that's challenging to better yourself. I've got no issue there. I have an issue with people who don't do anything on YouTube for an entire year, and then they suddenly come out for Vlogmas, and then they're gone for another year. When, 2 years ago, they like did semi-consistent uploads, and they didn't openly bitch about how much they hated doing YouTube. But then the winter would come around, it's like, oh, hi, YouTube! I love you because I get paid during these months. Let's see, the video I first saw you was the one where you got a lot of your followers. Was it the artist can scam you video? Because that video got me a lot of hate, but I think that was my biggest one. That was like the big one. And then I was sad I had to re-upload it because it got copyright striked, the stupid music I used in the background. But that video, I'm still very proud I made that video, but that video got a lot of people to not like me. And that's not like in the trolly way, it's just like, yeah, like I made that video and a lot of artists were like, you just don't understand. And I'm like, no, I understand when life happens and shit happens. I've had it happen. I mean, hell, my queue right now is super big and long and I hate it, but I've also offered refunds for shit, and it's like, people, you can always do things to change. Thank you. Well, that's what I kind of liked with my videos was, I mean, I still do. And it's not to be like a hipster or anything, but it's like when I see something that I really, really want to talk about and I don't see people talking about it, I want to make a YouTube video on it. I found you through a stream with Holly. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Holly's life's also been really, really stressful right now, too. But, what was I talking about with YouTube for the whole reason? Oh, but the whole reason I went on that rant. Okay, so we're gonna get a little, controversial here. Talking about some YouTube drama that's just gross. So, a lot of people have been wondering why there's a certain guy on YouTube that's pretty much infamous right now who... They keep asking why this sick predator of a gross grooming man could legally have all of his channels still up on YouTube and why the police aren't doing much to stop it. And here's why. There are investigations against him and there's shit going on. He's finally going to fucking court. But the issue of why this certain person has been able to get away with it for so long is because he hasn't gone to court and the legal system hasn't gotten involved yet. Now it has been. The same thing has happened that this happened to was like the whole, I believe his name was Austin Jones. He was also a YouTuber who was using... Yeah, I know he sued the wrong guy. It was so fucking funny. It's not funny because you're wasting the, court's time and resources and money, but it is funny. But the thing is, the big reason why it was happening... we don't say his name. It's why I don't want to... It's like, I will never make a title with that fucker in my title. I will never make a thumbnail with that fucker in my title. And you can talk about him in streams, and that's about it. But everybody keeps asking, and they keep getting mad at, like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And I'm seeing, like, bigger YouTubers talk about it. I saw, like, a bunch of bigger YouTubers talking about it in podcasts where they, like, were going down the detail, and they're like, we don't know why this guy's still... He is still around on YouTube because of the fact that he's not in jail. And that's the whole bottom line. The Austin Jones thing, at least I'm pretty sure his name was Austin Jones. He was a singer, and Mr. GG made a great video about it. And so, and this was back when it was happening, but Austin Jones was a music channel that was purposefully going after underage girls. And he would make sure of that, because he would want them to say specific things and have proof that they were underage. And it literally, and people kept wondering, like, wait, YouTube, this, like, he's going to court, he's going to trial, why is his channel still up? Why is he still making money off of his channel? Blah, blah, blah. It was not until the verdict went through and the fucker went to jail that YouTube took his channel down. And YouTube has to do that. It's not right. No, in fact, it's fucking disgusting. But YouTube legally has to do that, because if they take down his channel and he doesn't go to jail, that bastard could sue YouTube for millions of dollars and win. That's why his channels are still up. That's why he's still allowed to do shit. Because if YouTube takes stuff down and They don't have proof that he is in jail. He can sue YouTube for millions of dollars and win. And I talked to my friend who's a lawyer, and he pretty much, because I had that theory, and I talked to my friend who's a lawyer, and I gave him all the info, and he looked and he's like, yeah, no, if YouTube or anybody else takes down that guy's channel before he gets a guilty verdict in a court of law, he could sue YouTube for millions of dollars and win. And it would be an open and shut case. So that's why he still has his channel, and that's why he's still doing all this stuff. And that's why I'm very happy that Chris Hansen, even though he's not perfect, is getting police involved, getting the FBI involved. More people are talking about it. So hopefully, when it does go to court, he can get a guilty verdict and he can lose his shit. I know that's like super depressing, but I felt like I have to say it because everybody's just wondering why. And I wish I had that that little pastor guy gif that I see everybody use where he just goes, why? And like slap it on screen, because that's just it. I wish I had money to hire an editor, because I would love to slap that shit in my videos all the time. But I'm not cool, and that takes a lot more work than I'm willing to give for my videos. So there's my rant on that. Yes, there was milkweed candy, but I can't show your comment because YouTube will probably like take the video down. So um, milkweed candy, that did happen, and they were from like, I think they were other countries' YouTube channels, but they did get taken down. I've been watching your videos for a very long time. I want to say that your videos are very fun to listen to, and I hope in the future best for you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Anyway, how are the animals? They're good. Binks is a little bastard right now. He's being a little shit, but he's being cute under my desk. Being a cute bean. And then Al's good. Al's my chinchilla. He's doing chinchilla stuff. Let's see. Why did you decide to get a chinchilla? So back in middle of high school, I like found chinchilla videos on YouTube and I fell in love with them. And I did a bunch of research on it and I was saving up to get one. And then what ended up happening was, are you going by 7:30? Sorry, it's the husband. He's doing a triple right now, so a little later I gotta go and make him lunch. I mean, make him dinner. But so with the chinchilla, I done a lot of research. I really wanted one, saving up for one, and what happened was, oh, Krampus. Um, I was over at Cody's house, or his parents' house, and we were taking their lab to go get something from the pet store. And when we were at the pet store, I saw they had chinchillas, and I hadn't seen one in person. I'd only seen them online. And so I went inside, and I asked the lady if I could play with the chinchilla, and she was like, yeah. And so I played with the chinchilla, and it was really fun, and I loved it. And I was like, oh my god, they're so fluffy in person. And I was super happy. Put her back, went back, and my father, they were my father-in-law at the time, but Cody's parents, they got the stuff, and they went to the car, and then they were like, Michelle, where'd you go? And I was like, oh, well, I went to go play with a chinchilla, and I told them about how much I wanted chinchilla, and I was doing all this stuff, and yada, yada, yada. And then Cody's other dad, because Cody actually has two dads. He has his blood dad and then his adoptive dad, but they're both his dads. We just call him Uncle. But Uncle pretty much was like, hey, I forgot something in the store. Be right back. And so he went into the store, and it was me and the dog and Jason, who is my husband's biological dad. And so we were waiting, and Uncle didn't come back out, and Jason's like, I'm gonna see what's taking him so long. It's so weird. So Jason left the car, and I was there with the dog, and she was a good dog. She was an old dog. And so I just got today. I got to find out what happened here, and I'm so sorry you've been going through this. Oh, it's okay, Christian. Don't feel bad. I mean, it's not okay, but I understand. So pretty much a little while later, they both came out, and they had a cage, chinchilla food, and a box. And I was like, what? And they're like, we bought you a chinchilla. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, we just bought you a chinchilla. And so we went to Cody's house, and Cody wasn't there, and he was like, hey, what took you guys so long from the pet store? And then I was like, I got a chinchilla. And they was like, you guys got her a what? And so Cody and I played with my chinchilla at the time. That was Cheshire. She was my first. And sadly, Cheshire passed away, though. Not last Christmas, but the Christmas before that. So Christmas of 2018, she passed away. And so Cody and I were playing with her, and then Cody's parents were like, oh shit, we didn't even ask your parents if we could buy you one, because I was still in high school. And so my phone's with your phone. So went home, and my parents were chill. They were like, cool, I mean, they bought it all for you, so we're not gonna say no. And that's how I got Cheshire. And then I had her for a few years, and she lived in my closet, and I loved her. And then a couple years later, I think exactly 2 years later, I got Al. And I only got Al was because I had graduated high school at that point. But what happened was a friend of mine from high school messaged me on Facebook and was like, hey, you have a chinchilla, right? And I was like, yeah. It's like, you want another one? And I was like, oh yeah, what do you mean? And then she told me this whole thing of how her mother's chinchilla accidentally got pregnant because, no, it wasn't her mother, it was her aunt. It was a long time ago. I'm sorry, this was nearly 8 years ago. But her aunt had accidentally, gotten her chinchilla pregnant, and she was going to give him away, because if you guys don't know, you really shouldn't breed chinchillas on accident. There can be a lot of medical defects that can happen that way. It's really, really dangerous. And that's why you're supposed to get them from a breeder. But the aunt got them tested, and they were all okay. And went up there, and I got Al. And his name was short for Alistair. But we all call him Al. And I have him since then. And chinchillas have a long, long life, but I started to realize after getting Al at the age you're supposed to get a chinchilla, because if you get a chinchilla, you're supposed to get them at a young age. I got him that at, proper age to have a chinchilla, and he was so tiny compared to when I got Cheshire. And so not just that he was a boy, but he was also really tiny. And so because of that, we believe when Cheshire passed away, she was actually older than the pet store said she was, because we learned that PetSmart and Petco are terrible when it comes to chinchilla care and guinea pig care. Just in general, you shouldn't go to those places to get pets. They don't take good care of them. The employees are not paid enough or trained properly to take care of exotic pets unless they genuinely like pets. But I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a PetSmart or a Petco, and they're from all over, where I'll ask them a very simple question and they'll be like, I don't know, I don't like cats, or I don't know, I don't like dogs, or I don't know, I hate animals, but they're working there to work there, and so you have to think of that because those are the people taking care of the animals, and you can't exactly blame them either. You know, their poor schmo is making minimum wage trying just to get by, and I've lived that life and I understand it completely, but that's what kind of sucks. And so that's what we think happened because she just it was middle of the night on Christmas Eve, and I heard her make a weird bark. Just Google or YouTube chinchilla bark. They make barks, and she used to do it all the time. And depending on their bark was depending on like what they, I don't want to say what they wanted, but like their stress level and things were. And she made a really odd barking noise that she hadn't made before, but I didn't think much of it. And then when I looked back about like 30 minutes later, she wasn't moving. And she had food and water, and she was well taken care of, and I didn't take her to a vet a couple times. But we think she might have had a heart attack, maybe. Again, we're not sure. But she passed away on Christmas Eve. And that's actually a whole story time I want to tell at some point. I think I've told it before in other live streams, but I do want to do it because it's a sad story, but it's a funny me story because it's like only shit that would happen to me. And I miss her a lot because she was my first pet. That was like my pet. And so, what the heck? Taco Stacks. Why is your username gray with a check mark? What does that mean? I'm very confused. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that you don't understand about animals. Hold on. I'm just wondering, that's like so weird. I'm like, who are you, Taco Stacks? I'm not trying to call you out. I just want to know what the gray box and the check mark means. I don't know what that means. Anyway, Lord, what was I saying? Yeah, people chill. I was just wondering who they were. But with L, he's been fine and dandy since. And I'm looking at him right now. But that's kind of the thing with a lot of exotic pets. It's really, really sad. Because, and I'll be honest here, I was pretty. Hold on. Are you gonna need your car until Friday? I don't want to trade you cars due to my starter issue. Basically, you would just drive me home and park it. Yay, I'd like that. Sorry, it was my husband again. But anyway, what was I saying? Pet care, right? When I'm getting exotic pets, there's a lot of pets that like society has deemed starter pets. And the one that come into mind, very sadly, are rats and hamsters. And it's sad I didn't learn until I was an adult because I wasn't a saint when I was a younger kid. Yeah, I had pets die because I didn't know any better and my parents didn't know any better, and like it was the 90s and that's just kind of how things were. Like, it sounds bad, but I know I've definitely talked about this before, but like how like back in the 90s, like everybody declawed their cat. It wasn't right, it was terrible, but back then nobody knew the damages it would do to the cat. They were just like, oh, it won't scratch on my furniture and it won't scratch my kids, and it's an indoor cat anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then years went on and they're like, oh shit, there's all these issues that happen because of it. And that's what, you end up learning through things like the internet, things like that. Like, I have a friend who used to be a patron of mine. I haven't talked to them in a while, and I really should. But I know they got a hamster, named Peaches, and they like love their hamster, and they take really good care of their hamster, and they got like a really big terrarium for it. But there's videos all over YouTube of like how, you know, like don't get the little shitty kid play sets for hamsters, and that like, you know, animals are supposed to like any animal is supposed to have time outside of their cage. Like when I had caged animals when I was really young, because I had guinea pigs, and I think just guinea pigs. Did I ever have a hamster? I think my brother might have had a hamster. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I know for a fact we had guinea pigs. But like we never took them out to play with them properly. They had tiny ass cages. And it's just really sad. It really is sad. More exotic pets some people shouldn't even buy. I had someone ask me if they should buy a wheel for their new guinea pig. Yeah. And it's like, that's just it. It's one of those things where, oh, Jesus Christ. Not that, my friend just sent me something. But, I keep saying, you know, I'm probably going to end the stream soon. I know it was a quickie stream, but I kind of want to just chill for a bit and talk to you guys about it. But, that's it. Like, to, another thing on the pets is, my friend Anna, or, Empress Kaiju on YouTube. She loves lizards, and she used to have lizards, and she took really good care of them. But I remember she had an iguana, and she had that iguana for years, and she loved him, and she took really good care of him. But she would tell me horror stories of people who would get iguanas, thinking they're all cute, and then wouldn't realize how big they get, and how big their cages need to get, and how you can't have them just in their cage all the time. They have to be outside, and they have to have this and that. And, you know, they get really, really big, and then people get overwhelmed. They're like, well, I wasn't expecting that, and I only paid X amount for it. And that's a whole other thing, is, you know, a lot of people consider throwaway pets cheap pets. You know, you can get really, really, really cheap animals, and it's really sad. How do we always get on pets? For some weird reason, we get on pets on my streams a lot when I do my chill, just hangout streams. But something I want to get someday is, because I have tattoos and I want to get more tattoos, is I do want to get a couple of chinchilla feet prints on me for Alan Cheshire. Because I was thinking that I was like, oh, maybe I'll get another chinchilla someday. I'm definitely not one of those people that, like, when a pet dies, you get another pet, because I think it's kind of gross. I think you need, like, time to let it settle. And I was always like, I would always like another, like, a white or a black chinchilla, you know, because, I mean, I'm a goth, I'm weird. But, because I don't want to get a gray one, because Cheshire was gray and Owl's gray, and to me, that's just them, you know, and so I was like, maybe I won't, maybe I'll get something else, you know, in the future, again, when things go on. Ooh, chameleons are cute. I know Cody loves lizards, and I love lizards. I really want a snake. But with our apartment, we can't have a snake because our apartment's too small. But we both love snakes. We'd love snakes. I'd love to get a corn snake. But Cody likes pythons. I like corn snakes. I know Cody also really wants to get a beardy, particularly black beardies. He really wants one. And they're adorable. Oh, nice, Karina. What are you going to get? I know Cody and I are going to get tattoos pretty soon. We were going to get them before, but with everything that's happened, Cody wants to get a memorial tattoo for the family member that passed away, so. I won't tell you if I got a reptile. Yeah, snakes are good. Snakes good babies. Ooh. All right, with that cough, I think I'm gonna end the stream there, guys. Oh, thank you so much. Ooh, Sorry. Thank you so much for coming. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the link tree below because YouTube doesn't like telling people when I upload stuff. And with everything that's happened, I will have a normal video up on Wednesday, and I have a couple of backup footage things that I've been working on before everything happened and before I got sick. So you guys will be good. And I love you guys. Thank you for coming. And I will. See you next time. Bye.